Hello, my name is Mr. Craig, and today we will be working on 5 different drawings which fall into the category of optical art. In order to get started, one thing that is key is to have a sharpened pencil. Always sharpened. So as soon as it starts to get dull, tend to it. So, after that, the other essential thing that one needs is a ruler. This is imperative because this is not something where you would freehand. This is all about precision. Okay? So, let us begin. The first thing I need to do is I need to make sure that my paper is square. So in order to do this, I'm going to have to use my ruler to square off this paper. So I mark off 12 inches here. I mark off 12. Boom! There's my square. Okay. The first step is to mark off every inch all the way around. So the distance between this line and this line is an inch. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. So at this point, after I'm done this, I'm going to switch over to a marker because I think that would be better for you guys to see. At this juncture, I'm going to start to make the drawing. So I line the dots up and I draw a straight line. Make sure that I take my ruler, I go to the corner, okay, and do that. So then you just repeat the same process all the way across the paper. Also, another thing you want to remember is do not press down hard with your pencil, because when you press down hard, you will cause the ruler to slip or move, and you don't want that to happen. So the next step is I turn my paper the other direction, and then I repeat the same process. Now, as I said before, and I'm sorry to be repeating myself, but it's very important that you measure correctly and that you make all the dots. Do not freehand this. And there you go. This is the drawing portion. Okay, and here we are at the coloring portion of the drawing, so of the optical art piece. So you start with this, and then this is when it's very important. These are all this color, okay? So if I'm going to do here, then it would be here, but then I would also do here, and it would just flip. Okay, and then when you're finished, it will resemble something like this. So as you can see, the color is constantly changing, and it's the only way that you're going to have this optical effect. Now, here we have optical art drawing number 2. So, the first thing I want to do is I want to split my paper from the corners. So it's very important to check that you're going to hit the corners. Okay, then the next step, what I want to do is I want to split it in quarters the other way. So then now I have eighths. Finally, I want to connect each of these points into a diamond. So I use the ruler, line it up. Now in the first drawing we did every inch, but in this drawing we want to do every half inch. But it's probably best to start at a corner. Mark off every half inch. Make sure that your pen or pencil, marker, whatever it is you're using, is lined up with the half-inch mark, because if it's not, it'll throw everything off. And then you'll be angry and tear up your paper and okay. And then the final side. What you need to do is you need to line your ruler up, and then you need to make sure, even though the lines do not go all the way, they only are in the triangles, please make sure that if you were to draw it the whole way, they would connect with the dots. Now you turn it in the other direction. So this time you line it up to these points, and what you will note, your drawing will slowly but surely start to come together. You may have to do some minor adjustments with the lines. They may not perfectly connect, and then you have to do a little bit of fixing, but because you're using a pencil instead of a marker, it'll be much easier. As you see it come together, don't get too excited, you might mess up. It cause you to be distracted, and then boom, you've got it. The denouement. As far as coloring is concerned, or shading, again, notice green, rose, green, rose, green, rose. And then when you go to the other side, you flip the colors, okay? So it's the opposite color. Okay, now this is a finished, not only did this person use multiple colors, dark, light, used a lot of shading. It's really excellent, beautiful piece. It's something to aspire to. Okay, here we are at the third optical art drawing. Now we're going to go back to doing every inch this time. It's the same process. Make sure your ruler is flush to the edge. Mark off every inch. I switch back to a pencil for this one. You want to make 2 dots somewhere within your field, your drawing field. So I think the best thing to do would be to go out about 5 and go down about 5, and then drop the dot right there. Then you want to go up about 5 and over about 5, and then drop the dot somewhere there. It doesn't have to be exact, but somewhere in that area. Okay, use the dots to help you position them. Then you now have to, again, this is just concentrating, focusing, remaining focused. You take the dot, the one dot, to every single dot. Mark all the way around your paper. It's very important to have the dots right at the edge of your paper, because if you slightly off the edge, it could throw the drawing off. So there's your first one. Now, you do the exact same thing with the second dot. Focus on the process. Don't be distracted by what you're creating. Just keep going. The beauty of these drawings is that everyone should be able to do them. As long as you can use a ruler, measure properly, boom. There you have your third optical art drawing. Now, as far as coloring is concerned, again, it's like a checkerboard. And it also, if you want to make it even more interesting, as you can see with this color situation, it went from light and it kept getting darker and darker, 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 and then it slowly is getting lighter and lighter and lighter. This will help to make your drawing even more impactful